Hi friends, welcome to this week's important topic, something that everyone needs to know about, because chances are you're dealing with this problem right now yourself, whether you realize it or not. And chances are many of your clients are dealing with them as well. So what issue am I talking about? Chronic parasites. So today's video, we're going to dive into 10 myths regarding chronic parasites to be aware of if you want to support your own health or help your clients in the best possible way. This video is for you if you are a living, breathing being, or if you work with people who are. So stick around. Let me introduce myself. I'm Sarah Korzeniewski, registered dietitian, functional medicine practitioner, transformational coach, founder of The Organic Dietitian, and co-partner with Jen at Wellness Code Academy. Now, I myself dealt with chronic parasites that I struggled for years to eliminate. I spent much of my teenage years dealing with chronic acne, dealing with period problems, which eventually led to me being diagnosed with a fibroid and PCOS, and a litany of digestive issues. Once I got smart and realized that these symptoms were not a normal part of being a human, I sought out to heal. And I quickly realized that conventional medicine had little, if anything, to offer me. So I set down the road of seeking a more functional and holistic approach, which first caused me to run a few stool tests. And I actually did have one of those stool tests come back positive for parasites. And I thought, oh great, here's something that I can kill that's going to help me address my symptoms. And so I did as a lot of people do, which meant following a herbal protocol for 3 months, which meant taking supplements in order to kill the parasites. And then after I completed the cleanse, I reran a stool test, which came back negative for parasites. So I thought, great, I'm in the clear. I'm no longer dealing with parasites. This is no longer a problem for me. However, many of my symptoms still persisted. So without going through and telling you my whole long drawn out healing story and what I did to support myself, what I did want to focus on today was the 10 myths that I learned regarding chronic parasites, because I want to share this with you so that you can learn from my mistakes. So let's dive in. Myth number 1, parasites are a cause of disease rather than a symptom. Now, while it's true, parasites can wreak havoc on the body in many ways and ultimately be a factor in just about all chronic diseases to varying degrees, I would really consider them more a symptom than a deeper root cause. This is because we all have parasites. Parasites can actually be a normal part of the digestive system. However, when we become vulnerable hosts due to various circumstances, then our internal environment becomes very conducive to parasites overgrowing and taking hold and wreaking havoc. Myth number 2, we only get parasites from contaminated food and water. Now, while yes, we can get them through food and water, they are not the only way that we can get them. We can get them passed along from person to person. We can pass them along in our pets. We can get them walking barefoot in the grass. So there's many different ways that we can be exposed to the possibility of parasites becoming part of our ecosystem. Myth number 3, parasites are primarily a third world country issue. Now, while yes, again, that can be one way that we obtain chronic parasites, as Jen had this experience when she traveled to Costa Rica, and she actually brought back a parasite with her unknowingly, which wreaked havoc on her health for years and years and years. And it actually grew in her liver to the size of a melon, and she actually needed it surgically removed. But that isn't always the circumstance. People travel from third world countries to where we live, and they can bring the parasites with them, which can then cause them to spread among us. Myth number 4, they readily show up on stool testing. So I wish this were the case because in my story, you remember, I actually did test positive for parasites on a test. But when I retested, the parasites came back clear, which made me think that they were all gone. But that actually was not the case. Parasites are very, very difficult to test for in the stool because they're smart. They don't want you to detect them because they know that then you're going to try to kill them. So they can actually create an enzyme that once they're released from the body via stool to be tested, they can actually self-destruct, which prevents them from being detected so that they can save their friends that are still on the inside. Myth number 5, parasites primarily create only gut-related symptoms. So if one doesn't have digestive symptoms like chronic bloating, diarrhea, constipation, stomach pains, any of those types of things, then that means that they don't have parasites. And this is actually completely false. In fact, many people can go through life without any symptoms at all and still be dealing with chronic parasites. But if you have any symptom, if you have any sort of chronic disease of any kind, chances are parasites are playing a role to varying degrees. Myth number 6, parasites stay in the gut. Again, this is false. They can actually migrate into various parts of the body. There's actually studies showing that things like endometriosis, PCOS, can actually be parasites. They can also migrate up to the brain and create more mental health distress or cancers of all kinds. So they can actually travel throughout the entire body. Myth number 7, taking medications, whether it be a prescription medication or an herbal protocol of some kind to kill them, is the most important part of addressing them and is all one needs to kill parasites. And this is a huge false statement. And again, I am living proof of this because that is what I thought. And that is what I did, thinking that I addressed parasites. But they actually came back because I did not address the deeper underlying root cause that was contributing to me being a vulnerable host and creating the perfect environment for parasites to thrive. So addressing parasites from a truly holistic, long-term point of view requires a whole person, mind, body, and spirit approach. Myth number 8, conventional medicine has the solution. And in the case of an acute parasitic infection, that might be an actually true statement. But most people are really dealing with more chronic parasites, which again, aren't even going to show up on a stool test. And then the medical doctor will tell you that you're not dealing with it at all. Myth number 9, emotions do not play a role in the development of chronic parasites or in the eradication of chronic parasites. And this is 100% false because until one comes face to face with more of the psychological factors that are keeping chronic parasites intact in the first place, healing will be a big challenge. Myth number 10, parasite clearing is easy and straightforward. Now, it is human nature to want to take the path of least resistance. And it is human nature to seek comfort for short-term gratification over actually taking some drastic changes to support our body's ability to heal and eradicate chronic parasites. So unfortunately, it is rarely an easy and straightforward process. So those are my 10 myths when it comes to chronic parasites. I can't tell you exactly how to address chronic parasites in a short video. And I can't really suggest a one-size-fits-all approach. We created a comprehensive parasite cleansing mastery program, which teaches self-healers and practitioners how to support parasite eradication through a truly holistic, whole person, bio-individual lens. Inside, we teach you all about parasites. We teach a whole person, whole system approach to adequately addressing them. We teach how to prepare for a parasite cleanse, as well as knowing when one is even ready to start a parasite cleanse. We teach how to find bio-individual solutions to eradication. We teach troubleshooting throughout the process, as again, it's typically not a linear, straightforward approach. And we also teach maintenance and prevention so that you don't keep struggling with chronic parasites like I did. So if this intrigues you and you want to learn more, please visit the information box below where you can find links and you can find a free sneak peek inside the program to check it out for yourself. So thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.